Yamaha's fabulous Frenchman, David Vuillemin, started off the 2002 Supercross season strong and has continued to prove he belongs at the top. His good fortune was further aided by the misfortunes of the defending champion. Getting acquainted with his new Honda horse had Ricky Carmichael down and almost nowhere to be seen. The man who once ruled this sport like no other was also buried in near anonymity. Jeremy McGrath was creating the biggest challenge ever to his hopes of an 8th Supercross title. Then first, Carmichael began to show signs of life after Kawasaki. He began winning races and soon equaled the 3 victories by Vuillemin. In the most recent round, Ricky won up the points leader by winning again in front of a near-record crowd. And almost simultaneously, Jeremy McGrath began to look like it was soon to be showtime again. His steady march toward the front of the field was validated by a first appearance on the podium under the same Georgia Dome lights. The second half of the Supercross season starts now, and more than the home court advantage lies with the kid from the Sunshine State. Winds of change are in the air. Take cover! Daytona Supercross is on speed.
Speed Channel live at the 61st renewal of Bike Week in Daytona. Today's feature attraction, the AMA Supercross. 4 hours of coverage, part of our 11-hour live motorcycle marathon on this, the biggest week in motorcycle racing. Hello, everyone. I'm Dave Despain. We welcome you to Daytona International Speedway. And this has been the scene of disaster this week. The winds of change in motorcycle racing. Change can come instantly at that moment of loss of control of the bike. Nicky Hayden, Matt Mladen, and Anthony Gobert, all contenders for the win tomorrow in the Daytona 200, have been injured this week. We'll update their situations later in the telecast. Now, the series leader in Supercross is confirmed as a non-starter today. David Vuillemin will be a spectator after an injury suffered in a practice crash earlier this week. That brings us back to the issue of the championship standings and the fact that Ricky Carmichael indeed does have more than the home court advantage here today. The man he seeks to beat to win his second straight crown is out for the day. Carmichael trails by 20 points. It pays 25 to win. First or second place today will give Carmichael the point lead, and third place would put him tied with Vuillemin. Vuillemin on the sidelines. Mike LaRocco, third in points, also injured. For more on the Vuillemin story, one of our 2 pit reporters for this afternoon's telecast. Let's go to Jamie Little.
Thanks a lot. Tough break for David Vuillemin. David, first of all, what happened this week and what is your injury?
Yeah, I crashed last Saturday and play riding. And I've injured my shoulder, but I don't know what I have because I did not get an MRI or something. So I tried to race here and try to practice, and I could not hold the bike very good. So I just decided to sit out and hopefully I'll be back next week.
When can we expect you back?
Hopefully next week, and if it's a serious injury, maybe not anymore this year, and that'd be really bad. But hopefully I'm going to be back next week in New Orleans.
Well, there's one rider benefiting from all this. That's Ricky Carmichael. He's with Greg White.
Thanks, Jamie. I am with Ricky Carmichael. Home Supercross and some good news today. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. You know, the Honda's working good. It's warm. So it's going to be a long day. You know, 20 laps at Daytona. The track is really rough. It isn't going to be a cakewalk for anybody.
How's your physical conditioning for this type of temperature, being outside now in the middle of the winter?
Well, being coming straight off the winter, you know, racing the Supercrosses where it's cold, it's going to be tough. You know, it's going to be a shocker. But everyone's in the same boat, and I'm in good shape. My physical condition is awesome, cardio, and being a Florida boy might give me an advantage.
With Vuillemin out, do you go for the win, or do you just go for points?
At this stage, you know, I want to go for the win, but I also try to look at the long picture, and that's the championship. And with him out, I just want to be up front and do the best that I can.
Well, Ricky Carmichael, he's going to do the best he can. Back up to Dave Despain in the booth. Dave?
One wonders if we might not come back around to the story we anticipated at the top of this season. Might Jeremy McGrath stand in Carmichael's way today? 125 riders are on the line. Heat race action coming to you.
Blade 2, rated R, starts Friday.
the Daytona Supercross by Honda. Brought to you by Joe Rocket, evolution of a champion. By Honda, the company that defines performance in motorcycles, ATVs, and scooters. By Yamaha, the leader in creating a lifetime of exciting and memorable experiences. And by the Kawasaki Ninja ZX6R, AMA and FIM World 600 Super Sport Champion.
Back live and ready to race. Let's meet the men who will call the action today. Brian Drebber and the two-time Daytona Supercross winner, Rick Johnson.
Thank you very much, everybody. And this is Brian Drebber's voice. Rick Johnson's will be the next one you hear. And Rick, as we look down upon the racetrack here, 125 heat action, of course, it's going to be a whole snowball going towards the end when the main events are happening. But here's where you really have to start proving yourself. And, of course, Chad Reed has been the man who's proved himself so far this season.
Chad Reed has been very strong. But this Daytona track is the first national-style track that we come across. It's going to be a lot longer lap times. The heat, the speed is the biggest factor. Typically in Supercross, you don't ever get out of third gear. Here they're going to be running some wide-open fourth gear straightaways, and all the jumps are a lot bigger and a lot longer. So speed is a big factor here.
And we're getting ready to show you the very first of that speed right now. The gate's about to drop on the first of the 125cc heats. And we are going to be racing here. Motorcycle racing lives on speed for the next 4 hours, folks.
Michael Brown and Grant Langston get a great start. These are the two guys that battled it for the 125 championship last year, and Mike Brown won it. So here we got a little rivalry going, not just in Supercross, but these two guys were battling for the 125 national championship last year.
It's Mike Brown out in the front, and Langston trying to chase him on the KTM. Very difficult section here. Langston makes up some ground. They go side by side up on the tabletop at start finish, and then into the dark dirt, heading towards the sunset here, and the sun will be setting over that end of the stadium a little bit later on, and could be a factor as the day wears on.
Well, these two riders breaking away from the pack, looking very good. Michael Brown made a small mistake coming up to the finish line jump, but Grant Langston is sizing him up. If I was Grant right now, I would sit back, watch Brown size all of his lines up, make sure I know exactly what he's doing, and then go for a pass.
Through the whoops like a freight train, and he looks over at him in the air. Langston pulls alongside. Now Mike Brown trying to come up in the second section of whoops. Here we go over some short jumps, and they have way pulled away from the rest of the field.
Yeah, they got a lot of breathing ground, and now Langston's got a clear track in front of him. One of the things that when a rider wants to get out in front and not size up his opponent's lines is he wants clear ground. In the sand and the dirt, as we see the riders going from section to section, we got red clay, brown dirt, white shale. So we got a lot of different varieties of ground that we're seeing. But Grant Langston looking very strong on that KTM. Everyone has said that that's probably the fastest two-stroke out there. But we are racing against four-strokes as well, and we'll see that later with Chad Reed.
For the record, Tyson Hadsel, another Florida rider, is running in third spot. He's distanced himself from most of the rest of the field. He's getting a little bit of a challenge, however, from the number 323 bike, Troy Adams, also out of Florida. So a lot of these Florida guys showing their prowess in this mixed soil.
Yeah, definitely. The Florida riders have always had an advantage to sand. Guys like Kenny Keelan, Mark Murphy. Right here we see a battle for third, and that's the fellows I just mentioned. Hadsel and Boniface has now come up there to get into this battle for third. Boniface, also the other factory KTM rider who has been very, very impressive in the Supercross. And now you can see he got a bad start, and he's working his way up into a comfortable third position right now.
Tyson Hadsel shuffled back to fourth. Boniface going after it in third position. Meanwhile, his teammate Langston is out in front, and Brown has sifted back a little bit, probably 10 bike lengths behind the leader at this point.
Well, as we're looking at Boniface here, another French rider. This is a very international field, not just in the 250 class where we see David Vuillemin and that, but in the 125 class, we see a lot of European riders. We see also South African and Grant Langston. So we got a very mixed batch of racers here.
Kelly Smith making a move as he's chasing up towards fourth position. Tyson Hadsel's the guy that's getting caught in a revolving door right now in this qualifier. As we mentioned now, Kelly Smith, Yamaha rider out of Michigan.
Kelly Smith is working his way up. He's been a constant on the Supercross circuit, so he knows exactly what he's up against. But like I said before, he's been racing in the cold weather in Michigan. You know, he has got to go to some of the other places, but now he's in the sand. He's got to keep his speed going, which you see right there. He took a shot at it, but he was unable to complete the pass because he's trying to chop the turns off. He needs to keep his momentum going to get by that other rider.
Hadsel's still holding him off, but here comes Kelly Smith again. This is the battle for fourth and fifth position. Third lap of 5 in these 125 heats.
Yeah, you see the 125 riders with the smaller CC motors, they have to make a choice sometimes to go the shorter route, and they can't get the run to clear the jumps, where a lot of times you'll see the guys taking big swooping lines so they have the speed to clear the jumps, because that's where a lot of time can be made or lost.
Up at the top of the screen, of course, full results, running order at the start-finish line, the completion of the lap previous, the one that is just finished. So look for the name of your favorite rider in here in this 125 qualifier, the first one here today of our 4-hour telecast from the Supercross, Daytona Supercross by Honda, live on Speed.
Ethel seems to be making up a little ground on Boniface right now. He's running a really strong race. And the thing that the way riders ride a lot different in the sand is you'll see him hanging over the back on a lot because the ground is so soft. You don't want to get up over the front of the bike because it'll tuck the front wheel on you. So you're thinking about speed constantly and getting traction onto that rear wheel.
Look at the battle for fifth going on behind the leaders right now, who have kind of spread out a little bit. This is quite the little struggle going on here. Nobody's able to really get an edge, but there's a lot of guys looking for that number 5 spot.
Yeah, there's a lot of dicing back and forth. Now, these are for the qualifying position, so these guys are fighting very hard. Because trust me, if you can make it directly out of the heat race, it's going to give you a lot more energy for that long main event.
6th position, actually, and we're at halfway, just past halfway, on to lap 4. It's actually a 6-lap 125 qualifier. So the leader, once again, is Langston, followed by Brown, Boniface, Tyson Hansel, Kelly Smith, and the battle you're watching, starting with number 323, and that is Troy Adams, is the one that's just loaded. A little bit deeper in the field, back in 10th position. A couple of battles going on, too. 9 riders will transfer into the next round here, so 10th place is on the books.
Here we see Robbie Horton with the Snowcross, the 355 rider. He's behind Kelly Smith, making up some ground. These guys, it's kind of a neat, unique thing. They got a sponsor by a Snowcross, which is a different series, basically Snowmobile Supercross, but it's neat to see the mixed batch of athletes that we have here. They do some Snowcross, but Robbie is originally from South Carolina, or from North Carolina, and it's good to see him as a constant out here in the Supercross series.
Back up front, once again, it is Grant Langston, and the man in 10th position right now is John Dowd.
Well, actually, yeah, John's in 11th position, and he's one of the oldest guys out there. He's my age, so you can imagine how long he's been running, but he's back on a 125 KTM. Obviously, he got a terrible start, but John, I admire this man. He was not strong in Supercross. He was a great sand rider from up in New England area, and now he's adapted himself to be a great Supercross racer. And now with him starting, it looks like he passes one more guy. He's going to make it into the qualifying position.
White flag for the leader, Grant Langston, South African rider on the Red Bull KTM.
Grant is running very strong. He's pulled out quite a lead on Brown.
6.5
Grant was
seconds.
a little bit tight when it came in practice, but it looks like he's got everything together. He likes the suspension on his bike, and he's running away with this qualifier.
White flag for the rest of the field, and the battle for the final transfer spot going on. That's, of course, probably the most interesting. Everybody in front of these guys is in.
Yeah, but John Dowd looks like he has made it into 10th position, so he is going to make it from that first round. So it does show that experience pays off.
He went from 10th to 9th, actually, of 9 riders transfer. So either way, he's in, it looks like.
Yeah, he's dicing with Woods, and they're going back and forth, which one start, it may not seem like that big of a deal, but one starting position on the gate makes a big difference, because that's how you get picked. The winner of the fastest qualifier is the first one that gets the pick. Then after that, it goes on down the line.
Checkered flag coming up for Grant Langston. So he'll be the first winner of the Daytona Supercross here today. It's not the main event, and it's just the first qualifier. He's got a long way to go before he sees the checkered flag wave that he wants.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing, though, Brian. This gives you a great mental advantage to go in there and win the first heat of the Daytona Supercross. So that's a great job by Grant Langston.
That's exactly what he has just done. Grant Langston becomes our first winner, followed by Mike Brown and Steve Boniface in that order at 1, 2, 3. We'll be right back with more from Daytona.
24 hours a day. Call now.
Welcome back to Daytona International. One down, who knows how many in the books. Well, actually, we have a full schedule of races for you here today during our live telecast from the Daytona Supercross by Honda. So the top 9 advance to the main. You can see John Dowd made it in along with Joshua Wood, Josh Summing. The winner was Grant Langston, Brown and Boniface, Kelly Smith, Hadsel. Well, you can read the names, and you're going to read a lot of them here today. Let's go downstairs to Jamie.
Grant, so far it hasn't been the Supercross season you'd hoped for, but you're back in your comfort zone here in Daytona.
Yeah, I mean, the track's been great. Like you say, the Supercross season hasn't gone like I expected. It's just been frustrating. I seem to win all the heat races and just blow out the mains. But, you know, I enjoy the track here in Daytona. It's more to my liking. It gets real rough, and I think it's going to be tiring. It's going to be hard, but like I say, I kind of like these conditions, and, you know, I'm just hoping that today things might just turn around for me.
One of your toughest competitors, Chad Reed's coming up next. I'll send it back on up to the booth.
All right, thank you very much, Jamie. Talking to Grant Langston while we get ready to go. And yes, Chad Reed, the man that has dominated the 125E Series, is out there in this second heat. So top 9 is the job at hand. Better you finish, the better you start the next time. And they're off.
And a veteran, Larry Ward, gets a great hole shot out in front. 2 or 3, possibly 4-stroke Yamaha 250s out in front. For those people that don't understand, this is a 125 heat, but with a 4-stroke, you can run a 250cc. They imagine that they say that the horsepower is not quite as strong as the 2-stroke, so you get a little more cc's.
And a little more of everything, it seems, because the 4-stroke bikes, both in 250 and 125, have certainly made their mark over the last season, and now this one. So out in front, it is number 10, Larry Ward, Florence, South Carolina rider on a Yamaha.
Yeah, it's great to see Larry. And there's Chad Reed, the man who's been so dominant. Right behind him is the arena cross god, Buddy Antonis, who's now coming back to Supercross and running the 125 East Coast for Suzuki. So he's been training a lot down in the sand. Buddy's in great shape, and he's a veteran. He knows what he needs to do. So we should see a good race shaping up here.
So with Larry Ward out in front, the cliche about age and treachery, youth and enthusiasm comes to mind, because in the 103 is the youngster, Chad Reed. Reed has really set the 125 class on fire, the young man from Australia on the Yamaha. And in third spot, once again, Buddy Antonis. Yes, arena cross, multi-arena cross champion, used to racing in a much closer confines of an arena cross course. But he's also been a little bit of a factor here this year in Supercross 125. And but for Chad Reed, it might be Antonis starring in the series.
Yeah, but we're looking here now at Larry Ward, who is very impressive. His long legs, his stronger stature seems to be helping him quite a bit in this sand. Chad Reed, who's normally dominated everybody within the first couple laps, isn't all over him like he should be. Now here we see he's taking some different lines, and this is what I've always liked about Chad. He mixes the track up, so later on in the race, he's usually more impressive than the first couple laps. But Larry Ward has been to Daytona many, many times, and he knows what it takes.
Larry Ward in the lead. Reed starting to close up some ground on him. He definitely has him in sight right now and within reach. Again, 9 transfer, so winning is not as important as just being up front. You get a little bit better start position, of course.
Well, the only other people from outside of Americans that have won the Daytona Supercross is Ernesto Fonseca and also Michael Pichon from France. So here we see an Australian trying to break his way into it, and now he works himself into the lead. But no, Larry Ward gets back by him. Now they're side by side.
Side by side with a big triple jump through some smaller jumps and into the second whoop section, heading east here at the Daytona Speedway.
And Chad Reed is out in front. This is what he's done every race. The first couple laps, he just sort of gets comfortable. We're on lap 2. He tries a couple different lines, sizes up his competition, and if he does like always, he'll start to run away.
First 2 positions in your running order at the top of the screen just changed a moment ago. Chad Reed is out in front, so he was sizing up Larry Ward, maybe taking a look at least one of his competition for later on today. But now Chad Reed, having found out all he needed to, apparently, is set sail.
Yeah, Chad's looking very, very strong, trying to run in a lot of momentum, squaring off his turns, keeping himself moving forward all the time, and that's where he's going to start making ground.
Second heat, 125 qualifiers here today. Chad Reed with 3 victories in the series so far. That is in final events. Looks as though he's headed on his way to a heat victory here today. We're on lap number 2. Just finished lap number 3. We're halfway.
Yeah, when you see, this is the one thing about Daytona, it spreads out. You see the distance between the riders. And here, Buddy Antonis is coming under attack. He's starting to fall back a little bit. Maybe he went the wrong way. A lot of times when you see the top runners at points fall back in a heat race, a lot of times they've taken a chance on their setup. And Buddy Antonis almost goes over the bar. And inside goes Jeff Gibson. and Billy Lanatovich. Billy's running really strong. He's normally a West Coast rider, but he's out of the top 10 in points on the West Coast, so he is able to run this Florida round. So this is going to help him quite a bit later on in the season when they go back to the West Coast series.
Greg Schnell is running in third position right now. Let's go back and take another look at that little miscue by Buddy Antonez as he's trying to recover.
Well, this is what I was talking about. You make changes on your suspension. Buddy comes up, he just hooks the back, jumps a little bit far, and it goes to throw him over the handlebars. But that just shows you how strong he is. Yes, it did jar him up, but if he was one of the riders that is more out of shape, he would have been right over the handlebars.
Buddy Antonez, there he is. He lost a couple of positions. He's in fifth now. He was as high as fourth, or third actually, and then Schnell passed him to take the number 3 spot. So Buddy Antonez has got some ground to make up before he can even take another position back.
Well, Gibson and Lanatovich are running really strong. I always pronounce his name wrong. Some leave out the A, Lanatovich, but I've always called him Billy Lanatovich. But anyways, he is running really strong, really fast, and we are at the halfway point. So this is the battle for third, or actually for fourth place.
Chad Reed pulling away right now to an 8-second advantage over Larry Ward, who led early in the race. Another couple seconds back to Greg Schnell as they cross start finish. And then we start to see the battle for the transfer positions lining up. Lanatovich and Gibson almost, well, they're right together. Not far behind is Buddy Antonez, less than 2 seconds. And then we go back to the 54 bike of Brian Clark, etc., as you can read them across the screen there.
Billy Lanatovich looking very strong. Billy had a chance. He struggled a little bit at the beginning of the season, and but now he seems to be finding his pace. But Chad Reed hasn't hiccuped one bit. He looks relaxed. His shoulders are poised. His head's comfortable. He's riding so confident right now, and that's a great place to be for a rider. When you're out in front, everything's going the way you want it, because no matter how good you do, you're going to have those downtimes. So it's exciting to see a guy on the upswing of his career like Chad Reed.
We're going to go back and take a look at how Chad Reed took the lead in the second of the 125 qualifiers. Remember, out in front, it was Larry Ward.
Right, Larry Ward opens up the door just a little bit, then Chad starts to work his way down the whoops. Now, he gets himself on the back, carries a little bit more speed. It's not much, but then as we come up to the big triple here, he kind of looks over and gives him just a little bit of a crowding. So maybe to make Larry hesitate a little bit, and right there puts himself comfortably into the lead.
Chad Reed out in front, and you mentioned he mixes up the track, something that in talking about is Chad Reed heads for the white flag. You talked about mixing up the track, taking a look at some different lines, and we were talking before the start of the race. You said that as the day wears on, that's going to be very important, and I expect you to get a little more into that later on.
Yeah, we will. The track starts to wear down, but here's a veteran. Greg Schnell is coming up on Larry Ward, who is the veteran, but Larry's relaxing. He knows he doesn't have a shot at the win, so he's just going to take his time. Schnell will probably make a bonsai move at him, but right now, Larry Ward's saving his energy for the main event.
It is still Ward holding on to second position, and Schnell in third. Everybody else is still lined up pretty much as they were. Lanatovich in fourth position. Gibson, Antonez, Clark, Johnson, and Bearsons are the transfer riders right now.
Well, Schnell's been coming from quite a ways back to catch Larry Ward. Now, if I were Schnell, yes, I would be pushing on it. Just more of a mental advantage that I'm going to keep myself moving forward, and I'm going to keep that speed and that momentum. So he has nothing to lose by this, and now Larry Ward's just going to probably just take his time. If Schnell makes a bonsai move, he'll let him have it because he's knowing that he's comfortable in the main event.
Final lap underway, and it is much more well underway for Chad Reed as he is heading for the checkered flag right now through the final section of jumps. And he's just kind of rolling over him. There he goes, heads around the corner.
It's amazing to watch somebody that's that comfortable on their motorcycle. He seems at one with it, and he's gonna be the prime guy this weekend.
Checkered flag waving for Chad Reed, so he's officially the winner of heat number 2. And here's that battle for second. There goes the bonsai move, and yep.
He stuffed it in there, and sure enough, Larry just let it go, no problem. But Larry's the type of rider that will keep track of that.
Yeah, he'll remember, he'll make a note, and you make a note that Chad Reed, the 3-time main event winner, has just won heat qualifier number 2. We'll be right back.
2, rated R, starts Friday.
Welcome back to Daytona. Heat number 2 has finished, and the winner is Chad Reed. He is with Jamie Little.
Chad, perfect score coming into this round at Supercross, but I got to ask you, do you feel like you do have a slight advantage over Grant Langston on his two-stroke?
No, I don't believe that at all. My bike's running great because the mechanics do a great job, and I'm really looking forward to it. I need a good start, and just be patient, sit in there. If he gets a good start, just sit in there and see what he's got to offer.
You know, this Supercross thing is kind of foreign to you coming over here from Australia, but this is more your style of track.
I enjoy this track. It's, you know, it's a lot like what I raced on in Europe. It has some hard sections, some sand, and some very soft kind of muddy sections. So I enjoy riding here, and all I want is coming in Daytona. There's a lot of people here, so I really want to win.
All right, Chad, good luck in the main.
Thank you.
Send it back on up to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Jamie. There you can see the results from heat number 2, 9 advancing to the main, so Americans becomes the final of those. We go down now to the 250 first main, only 5 to transfer. Our first qualifier, only 5 to transfer to the main in this one. The stakes a little bit higher, Rick Johnson.
Yeah, the strong guys to look at here are going to be Stephane Roncada, Tim Ferry, Damon Huffman, and Ernesto Fonseca. The sign is sideways, and we're ready to go.
And they're off. Heat race number 1 for the 250s.
Stephane Roncada and Kyle Lewis comes back. Kyle is one of those riders who went to Japan, raced for a long time, and now back here on that 454-stroke Honda and looking very strong. And here comes Tim Ferry on the outside.
At the start, the hay bales took a beating at the start, and a few guys had to go way wide and come back into the race course. A few of them getting the whole shot from the outside, ended up going back to about 15th place.
It's good to see Tim Ferry coming back. He's been out with injuries. He got to train a little bit this week with Jeremy McGrath, and now he's putting some pressure on Stephane Roncada, who has also been very impressive lately, riding very physical, very aggressive, and now seems to be finding his click as a factory star.
Roncada on the Kawasaki, Tim Ferry on the Yamaha running 1-2 right now. Again, 5 to transfer to the main directly. If you're finished 6th or worse, your road to the main event is a little bit rougher.
Yeah, and here we'll see Tim Ferry. We can hear him on the 4-stroke. He's got a little more horsepower than Stephane Roncada on that 252-stroke. But the 2-stroke, everybody says, is a little bit lighter, a little more agile. So for Supercross, a lot of times with the big board, the 250 class, it's the bike of choice.
Starting to spread out just a little bit, seeing Ernesto Fonseca on the 24 KTM.
Ernesto was the East Coast 125 Supercross champion last year and has been a dominant guy in that series. Now moving to Honda and riding the 2-stroke. Ernesto's one of those guys that's sort of invisible. Doesn't make a lot of hoopla throughout the race, but then come the end of it, always look for him. He's very strong and very fast.
Battle up front continues now between Tim Ferry and Roncada.
Yeah, Tim Ferry seems to be finding his own. He's moving in, he's moving out, and here he takes a shot to the inside, and he makes a block pass. Very aggressive, and Roncada has been doing that to a lot of guys this year, so look for some retaliation.
Tim Ferry, your new leader now on the blue Yamaha at Largo, Florida. Let's take another look at it here as Ferry starts to try to open some distance. A block pass in the qualifier, I don't know, that sends a signal, doesn't it, RJ?
Hey, man, you want to get out there, and Ferry wants him to know he's back. Ferry comes to the inside, breaks really, really hard. Roncada tries to chop it, and he misses his mark, and then Ferry gets back. It's a great drive on that 4-stroke and is able to seat hop that next double jump, and now he's into the lead.
There is the number 21 of Stephane Roncada, the Kawasaki Team Chevy truck Kawasaki. Your leader, though.
Tim Ferry starting to pull out a little bit of a lead, but that can change in any instant, just like the problem that we have with David Vuillemin getting hurt. One small mistake, because where you're flying and where you're jumping with all the different things, you come up short, anything can happen. And unlike road racing where they'll fluctuate tenths of a second, if you miss a double jump, you could drop 2 seconds a lap. So one small miscalculation on the exit of a corner, and you're in trouble.
Going back to the battle for 3rd position, Ernesto Fonseca leading Kyle Lewis right now. And in 5th position, the final transfer spot, John Sebastien from Canada.
Yeah, John Sebastien has been running very strong. He's on that 4-stroke. But like I said earlier about, they call him Ernie, Ernesto Fonseca. He just rides so smooth and so strong. And look, it looks almost casual the way he pulls away from riders. And coming up on the inside, number 20 is Damon Huffman, also a past prodigy of the 125 West Coast. So a lot of these guys that we're seeing now are 125 dominant riders in their time.
Final transfer battle. Damon Huffman was in 6th position. They crossed start-finish line last time. Again, 5 go directly to the main. So it's very important to be in the top 5. As they cross the start-finish line, it's Ferry, Roncada, Fonseca, Lewis, and now Huffman has moved ahead of Waugh into the final transfer spot.
And he seems to have a little bit of ground on John Sebastien Waugh, so he should. Now he's just going to focus on Kyle Lewis. A lot of times it's good to have a little bit of a buffer there. So if he can keep his momentum and get by Kyle, he will definitely do so.
Is there a big difference between 5th and 4th in a qualifier like this, for instance? I know to win is to win, but top 5, is it all the same?
No, it's not, because it's a mental advantage to myself. Anytime I could, it's like qualifying. It is a qualifier. If you can sit on the pole, why not? Or the further up front you get, the better off you will be.
So as our first 250 qualifier continues, we'll take a short break. Again, the leader, Tim Ferry, will be right back to Daytona more Supercross right after this. A battle for the lead as Roncada has come back to reassume the front position. And it just happened. Take a look at how it did as they're still tussling over it.
Well, you see, Ferry just kind of got lackadaisical, rolled it. Roncada jumps up to the inside, keeps his normal rhythm, puts him right into the lead. I don't know if Ferry was setting up, trying not to get into that lap or what, but Roncada kept his momentum and then moved himself back into the lead. But Ferry is not laying down. He's coming back after him.
Well, he caught and passed him once. Why not again? Tim Ferry is going after it. They're starting to get in some pretty heavy traffic out there.
At this point, we got to what we call some moving chicanes. When you get into lap traffic, I've been lap traffic, so I can call them that. I've been the guys getting in other people's way, but now that you put another rider who's out there, now you put somewhere, they might be in the prime line, and you have to move to the left, to the right. But Roncada seems to be riding very aggressive. He wants to win this race, it seems.
Well, he's out in front, and Tim Ferry's trying to make up the ground right now. This is almost an instant replay of the first half of the race.
Exactly. This could be the race of the day, but right now, these two riders are going at it really, really strong. Both of them very mentally tough riders and both very aggressive riders. So it's setting up for a good race. We have 2 physical passes, so maybe we'll have another one.
Roncada from California, Ferry from Florida, opposite coast, racing on the mixed soil here at Daytona International. You can see it changes colors, changes textures. You heard Chad Reed talk about it, and there's the repass for the lead.
Unbelievable. It looked like Roncada knew it was coming, just sort of opened the door. A lot of times that's the smartest way to go rather than try to crowd a rider when he has the inside, because he can pretty much knock you off the track. If you get a guy that gets you in a position where you got to let him go, sometimes it's best to. But Roncada's fallen back about 4 or 5 bike lengths. I wonder if everything's okay.
Pretty impressive for Tim Ferry coming back after injury. Really only his 2nd race of the season now. And once he gets the lead back, he's really started to stretch it a little bit. And you have to wonder whether that's just Roncada kind of waving the white flag, or, as you say, if something might be wrong.
Well, Timmy Ferry is a Florida guy. You can hear the crowd screaming in the background. They're happy to see their hometown boy do well. But also, this is a heat race. There's going to be a lot more racing to come. A 20-lap main event is going to be a very physical race. So later on, we'll see if Timmy's up to snuff.
Roncada just kind of stalled out in one turn there. It does seem as though he's pretty much surrendered any opportunity of winning. Fonseca still running 3rd, followed by Lewis and Huffman. Those are the transfers, and it is Waugh who is out of luck here, back in 6th place.
Yeah, but now is Stephane Roncada being the smarter of the two, just kicking back, saving his energy for the main event? We'll see when that main event comes. But Tim Ferry, this has got to be good for him mentally, and it's also great for his sponsors with Thor and Yamaha that he's back up front.
A couple of laps to go, coming up on the white flag here shortly.
The battle with
4th position here.
It's Kyle Lewis and Damon Huffman. Those guys have been going back and forth, but you might see a little bit of the characteristics of the different bikes work in or against those riders. Lewis on the red 23 is on a 4-stroke 450 Honda, and Damon Huffman on the number 20 Suzuki 2-stroke is going to be able to get in and out of the tight corners a little quicker. But they also both have Ernesto Fonseca right in view.
23, Kyle Lewis. About 1.3 seconds, behind 3rd place a while ago. And here we come with a white flag, and that battle's going side by side.
Damon was in a bad spot. He really couldn't push that because he was on the outside, but now he's got the inside, and he's forcing the issue.
There you can see just in front of them is Ernesto Fonseca. Damon Huffman looking awful strong.
Well, they're both in a qualifying spot, so I think it's more for mental advantage and also starting spot. Like I said earlier in qualifying, the winner of the fastest qualifier gets first pick, and then on down the line. So if you get if you're in the fastest heat and you get up by one position, that gives you 3 better picks than the guys other than you that finish behind you. So that helps. Like you said, you got to keep pushing.
And they're pushing all the way up to the back wheel just about here of Ernesto Fonseca. He may have relaxed a little bit, thinking, hey, I got this one in the bag. I'll just settle down for 3rd position. Your leader, however, number 15, Tim Ferry, certainly has it in the bag as he's starting to look around a little bit, maybe celebrate for some of his hometown fans, or home state anyway, a little further south. Tim Ferry out in front. In 2nd position is Stephane Roncada. Fonseca 3rd, might be overtaken by that battle for 4th and 5th between Huffman and Lewis.
Well, they're back quite a ways. Ernesto knows that he's got some room, but one of the things that Tim Ferry should have been thinking of, if he had the fastest heat, he could get first pick on the gate. So I disagree with him relaxing, but you know, he is just getting back into it, so maybe he needs to save that energy.
4th position, Kyle Lewis still holding the advantage right now as he heads towards the finish line. It appears as though they'll cross the line the way they did last time. Ferry, Roncada, Fonseca, Huffman, and Lewis are in. More when we come back.
It's time for a bash.
Top 5 from each of 3 heats advance to the main event, so the top 5 names on the list before you are the ones who are already safely in. Ferry, Roncada, Fonseca, Lewis, and Huffman, as we mentioned when we went to commercial, heat number 2. Look at a crowd in the stands here. They have poured in, and this is the action from heat number 1 that they saw.
Tim Ferry comes in, does a little brake check on Stephane Roncada, gets a good run, and starts to pull out a lead. But then he started to relax a little bit, and here comes Roncada, makes a great pass, keeping his momentum up and getting back in front of Ferry. But Ferry doesn't lay down. He keeps fighting back, comes back and makes a great move here on the inside, and sort of has to make Roncada give up because he had the inside, and then Roncada, I think, started to just save energy.
Timmy Ferry downstairs with Jamie Little.
Tim, I'll tell you what, you missed 4 rounds, but by your performance, doesn't look like you skipped a beat.
Yeah, you know, I feel really good, and I got to give credit to Yamaha and my Bridgestone tires giving me a good start, and we did a lot of testing this week. Yamaha came to my house, and all the Yamaha guys got together, and we pushed each other, and I think that's made a difference for me. I felt good before this week, and, you know, I just needed that extra little boost to get me back up to speed.
Stephane Roncada has really stepped up his game since you stepped out. Did he surprise you?
No, tell you the truth, he didn't surprise me at all. I've been watching the races, I've been following it, and Stephane's been riding really good, and people may get on to him for some aggressive riding, but the main thing is he's putting results in, and I was really happy to beat him that time. I think once I got by him, he made a bobble or something. Like I got a little gap on him, and maybe it's saving some energy for the main.
That's right. Hey, you picked a great place to come back to. You got all the fans behind you. It's your hometown race. Good luck in the main.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, and we wish Tim Ferry best of luck. And the next gaggle of combatants, how about that, Rick, are going to go after it here, including Ricky Carmichael in heat number 2.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough round. You know, we don't have David Vuillemin and Michael LaRocco, who have been constant, strong guys, but we do have Ezra Lusk, Ricky Carmichael. We also have Heath Voss. So we got some strong guys in this heat race. But the track seems to be deteriorating. Guys are starting to move around, as we saw the battle between
Ferry and Roncada.
Get screwed up. Get ready for the main event.
Here we go. They're away as they go, and let's see who gets the whole shot. It looks as though the 40 bike coming in there. No, I'm sorry.
Number 32.
Oh, all right, here we go. 30. That's Jason Thomas out of Melrose, Florida. So a lot of these Florida riders making names for themselves here, at least on the first lap.
Yeah, the Heath Voss is right in the mix, and then Yogi, Ezra Lusk is right there. Now, Ricky Carmichael's sitting in the spot, just kind of relaxing. RC's in 5th place, but I don't think he's going to stay there long.
No, I don't think so either. Already the lead is starting to change as they go past start-finish line for the first time off the starting gate.
Carmichael moves into 3rd around the outside of Lusk, and now he's got the other 2 riders right in his sights, Jason Thomas and Heath Voss.
Voss on the 41 by Thomas on the 32, and then Ricky Carmichael, number 4, right being the defending Supercross champion. After he moved from Kawasaki to Honda, he likes to run his traditional number 4.
Yeah, which for me, if I have a chance to run number 1, I'm going to run it. Now Heath Voss into the lead. Now Ricky Carmichael into 2nd and constantly moving forward. Here he's going to pull a little ground on Voss. So within a couple turns, he should be able to reel him in.
Carmichael has Pete Voss in sight, both on Blackfoot Hondas. And it's going to be an intra-squad little struggle here, but now Ricky Carmichael starts to move up on the outside, and just like that, goes sailing by. He Voss for the lead.
Ricky is the king of that, keeping his momentum. You'll see him use more outsides than anybody else, and so right now he's gone from 5th to 1st in less than a half a lap. So RC is definitely on the move here at Daytona.
Ezra Lusk on the 11 bike at the 32 of Jason Thomas, who is our whole shot leader. Now, the 11 bike of Lusk goes by on the Kawasaki. So Lusk is in 3rd position.
He got a good and Ricky just seems to be, we'll see him experiment a little bit. He'll ride the insides, he'll ride the outsides, basically getting himself ready for the main event now. In his mind, as strong as he is mentally and he knows the kind of shape that he's in physically, he feels unless he makes a big mistake, he's not going to lose this heat race. So he's just going to be searching. But Ezra Lusk, on the other hand, wants to get into second, start looking at those blocks from Ricky Carmichael, and he does. Gets by Heath Voss, and now Yogi's in second.
Ezra Lusk moving into second position. Heath Voss 3rd. Again, 5 transferred to the main. Ricky Carmichael is all, well, get out your crayons and color and gone. I've used that expression before. But once he took the lead, he has just set sail. He's probably got a 50-yard advantage on the battle for second position that you're watching right now between Ezra Lusk and Heath Voss.
Well, Ezra Lusk and Ricky Carmichael, people that don't know the sport real well, swapped rides basically. Carmichael was at Kawasaki last year and Lusk was at Honda. They obviously did the switch. Now you see RC, Ricky Carmichael on the red Honda and Ezra Lusk on the green Kawasaki. So it's good to see Lusk getting into his groove. He's always been fast, always been impressive, but it seems like it's taken him just a little bit longer to get used to that Kawasaki.
Now at home, in case you were just running back from the fridge and you think that Ricky Carmichael got the whole shot and he's sailing on, take a look at how the race started for him.
Yeah, he got pinched off, but he salvaged a great start. The way it opened up for him, he got pretty lucky because he was squeezed completely out on that first turn, but the second turn, he has to work his way around, gets beat up, gets banged around, and that's the one thing about motocross, coming into a first turn, it's you against 30 other guys, and there's no give and take.
You know, I can imagine you doing that, but I cannot imagine me doing that.
It's one of the hairiest things. One of the greatest riders of all time, Bob Hanna, feared starts. He was openly saying, man, I hate the first turn because you can't control a pack. And a lot of times you get guys, 40 immature boys wanting to be the first one to the first turn. It gets pretty dirty in there. As you saw, our champion got beat around a little bit.
But now Ricky Carmichael out in front, making a little goggle adjustment in the air there. And oh, that is not going to be good news at all for Carmichael. He may have lost concentration for just a moment, and now with the yellow flags waving, he's down.
Brian, you made a good point that he adjusted his goggles. Now, when he was working his way back up, he might have got some sand in his goggles, but he has such a big lead that he gets back up and he's still in the lead.
The crowd is going nuts.
Unbelievable. But it was a very good point that you said that he readjusted his goggles. In the sand, sometimes you get sand in your eyes, and then you don't have a chance to clear it out. Maybe he's blinking, missed his line, and he went off, but it looked like it was basically a safe crash. He didn't hit the ground real hard.
Here it is again. While there was a great battle going on behind him, they didn't have any idea that Ricky Carmichael went down.
Well, it was those edges that caught him. He was off just a little bit. His body was leading to the inside, and his bike moved to the outside. Now, as we take another look at it, he gets off ground a little bit, and he's off the back. Now watch sideways, boom, and then down he goes. That could have stretched his hamstring a little bit, maybe got his knee a little bit. I know he wears knee braces, so his knees are probably safe, but all in all, looked like a pretty soft hit.
Never lost the lead. He had a 13-second advantage when he went by, and so the battle behind him between Voss and Lusk never materialized, never took advantage of Carmichael's misfortune.
Yeah, never had a chance to. That's one of the things. My mechanic, Brian Lunnis, who now, unfortunately for him, works for Bobby Labonte in Winston Cup Racing, used to say, run and hide. If they can't see you, they can't come get you. And that's what Ricky Carmichael's doing.
While we were watching Ricky Carmichael's misfortune, another Honda rider, Heath Voss, had a little bit of a wild ride. Take a look.
Never got to see this, but you can see he just tips the top of the jump, gets the speed off the pegs, can't control it, then he's gone. Hard flip, but he got... You've done gymnastics, Brian. What would you give him on that landing? That was an unbelievable...
I know. He had a pretty nice... He had a decent mount, but the dismount got a little ugly. Here's Ricky Carmichael out in front, and it looks like he's well on his way. Barring any further miscues, he'll be in the main easily. Here at Daytona Supercross by Honda. It is Honda's Ricky Carmichael out in front right now. When he hits start-finish, it'll be 2 laps to go in this qualifier. And in spite of a mishap, he had built up a 13-second lead, and he took about 11 seconds to get his bike up on his wheels and going again, and he hasn't looked back.
But in retrospect, this could be the best thing that ever happened to him. Heath Voss going down, and now Thomas getting back into a qualifying position. This could be, actually Thomas is in third. Him and Heath Voss were dicing back and forth, but now Heath Voss is going to have to go to the semifinals.
Rough day for Heath Voss. Another mishap for him as he's going for a pass there on Thomas.
Well, it was a good thing gone bad. He went in for a block pass and didn't commit quite enough. And then when he did, he went down and Thomas continued to go.
Ricky Carmichael out in front, waving the Honda red here in front of a lot of his fans at the Daytona Supercross. He's a lap and a half to go or so, and after a 13-second lead, went down to about 2 seconds. He's back up to 10 again. That is a pretty dominating performance, especially considering it's just a qualifier.
Yes, it is. But our season, Carmichael's in the kind of shape where he can run it as hard as he wants all day. He puts himself in that kind of shape.
That's the big lead he has over second right there.
Yeah, and Yogi is coming back and finding his niche, but I think he knows he didn't have anything for Carmichael in this heat race. They can go back to the pits after the race and work on their bikes and be ready. But here we see James Volney in that qualifying position is done a great job. Came from way back. He's another one of the snowcross guys, and it's good to see him up in qualifying position right out of the heat race.
Volney in the 4th position took advantage of a Voss going down. White flag lap coming up for Ricky Carmichael. And he is on the final lap now. In second place, he crosses the line. Ezra Lusk, Yogi's across pretty safely. 13 seconds behind RC. And then we go to the 32 bike of Thomas, Jason Thomas, Melrose, Florida rider, of course. So, and he's got a little bit of a struggle going on there.
Yeah, him and Pavoni going back and forth, and they're in qualifying position. So, if I was them, I would just sort of relax. I would want to get into the main event because both of these guys typically have had to go to the semis or the last chance to make it into the main event. So with them, I would just sort of relax, say we're here, you know, let's get into the main event, then we'll struggle.
Fastest lap of the day by Ricky Carmichael, minute 29 seconds and change. But for Heath Voss, he's probably back there taking inventory, doing damage control. Yes, he's going to go directly to the main. He's pretty safely in 5th position, has about a 9-second lead over the 73 bike back behind him, Damian Plott. So he's probably just checking himself out, trying to figure out, oh man, how did that go so bad?
Yeah, he has to do a little mental check there, but now we're watching our Ricky Carmichael again. It looks like he's picked up the pace. Maybe they put it back on the board for him to remember to go for the fastest heat race. So Ricky is trying a lot of the different lines, but he has picked up his intensity. And also, you got to think about this for the main event. 20 laps, 30 seconds per lap. It's going to make it a 10-minute longer moto. And the checkered flag, Ricky Carmichael, in great fashion. Unbelievable.
Well, he did a 129 was his best lap. His last lap was a 132, so he didn't really alter it very much. And Ricky Carmichael with a commanding performance in spite of an unexpected curtain call there in the middle of the track for the fans. They got a chance to see him pick it up. Let's go downstairs to Jamie Little.
Thanks a lot. Ricky, I'll tell you, that was quite the dismount. What happened?
I just made a mistake and crashed, and luckily I was able to remount and get back up there and win the heat. You know, I feel good for the main, and that's the main thing.
I'll tell you what, if you ride the way that you did just now in the main event, minus David Vuillemin, this could be the prelude to your 2nd Supercross championship.
You know, it's a long ways to go. I would like to think so. It's a shame what happened to David, but I just need to put my head down, and whatever happens, happens. Just need to try to keep winning races.
Hey, Ricky, you feel all right? Nothing happened in that crash?
No, everything's good. Just ready to go back, drink some water, and get ready for the main.
All right, we'll see you then. I'll send it back out and up to you guys.
Yeah, as we look at that crash, it was just a little bit of a brain hiccup. And this is going to be the best thing for Ricky Carmichael because up to this point, he had to race to beat David Vuillemin. Now David Vuillemin is gone. Now Carmichael knows I have to race the track to win this championship. Not, you know, he's not racing the ghost, he's racing the physical dirt.
Here are the top 5 that are going to the main. Heath Voss had kind of a rough day, a little bit rougher than Carmichael's. Otherwise, Lusk, Pavoni, and Thomas all stayed on their wheels, and they will go to the main event coming up a little bit later. Make that a lot later. We still got more to come.
There's
Welcome back to Daytona Supercross. I'm Brian Drebber with two-time Daytona winner Rick Johnson up here in the booth, and a cast of thousands bringing you live Supercross from Daytona. In this heat is Sebastien Tortelli, Jeremy McGrath, and two-time 125 Daytona winner Travis Pastrana.
Yeah,
heat number 3.
Travis was very strong in practice, Brian. The sign is sideways. These guys are ready to go. They're dialed in, and the 3 guys we talked about are side by side, so let's see how they get out of the gate.
199 is Pastrana, 2 is McGrath, 13, the lucky number for Sebastien Tortelli.
First was McGrath, and now Pastrana's made an aggressive move, and now he's moved himself back into the lead, but McGrath has got the inside, so if there's going to be a block patch, this will be it.
And McGrath out in front, out of the starting gate, and heading over towards the finish line, set of bumps. It's Jeremy McGrath with a pretty decent lead. He's got I guess you'd say, a 2-bump lead as he goes over the tabletop and start finish. It's McGrath out in front.
Well, it's been really good to see Jeremy McGrath getting back to his natural form, and that's being up front. He got on the podium in Atlanta, but now he seems to be relaxed here in Daytona, where last year he really struggled with that, so this could be great for him mentally. But here comes Pastrana.
Pastrana, Sebastien Tortelli, and Keith Johnson back in 3rd and 4th spot, and there he goes right by.
We looked at the pass there. McGrath sort of set himself up on the outside, and Pastrana just took the shortest route to the inside and took away the lead from the king of Supercross.
So now it is Travis Pastrana out in front through the second whoop section. McGrath is chasing him pretty hard and closing ground. Up behind is Sebastien Tortelli on the 13 bike, and they have closed up pretty much nose to tail now.
Yes, Tortelli coming off major shoulder injury, but the length of Pastrana's body, he's got long legs, it helps him in the sand, but Jeremy McGrath on the tight inside is able to get back in front of him, but here comes the jumping king. Pastrana gets back out in front. Unbelievable racing for the first lap of a heat race.
Sebastien Tortelli in 3rd, but up front it's now Travis Pastrana, and he looks like he's really having fun. Feet off the pegs, going around the curve. Here comes McGrath trying to close it up a little bit, but it is Pastrana still out in front.
And Sebastien Tortelli is doing a great job of keeping them guys in sync. What's amazing is how far they get stretched out, and in one corner, one bump, one jump, they've made up basically 10 bike lengths. So we'll see this go back and forth, and that's kind of the beauty of Supercross, is that you can make up or lose 3 seconds in one lap.
Travis Pastrana, cross start finish by just the scantest of margins, a little over a second, another second or so back to Tortelli. The top 3 pretty much gone from the rest of the field. We'll take another look at the pass by Travis Pastrana for the lead over 7-time Supercross champ Jeremy McGrath.
Yeah, Tortelli's looking very strong, and this plays into his realm of racing because he is a past world champion, so the outdoors and the speed is more his style. So if I was going to say any track suits him better, I would say it would be here at Daytona.
Well, we got the replay now of the pass by Pastrana over McGrath.
Yeah, we see Jeremy go outside to set it up, and then Pastrana just come to the inside. And basically, normally those guys would double that, but Pastrana took away the line. Neither of them could jump it, and he got himself into the lead.
So you're saying long and lean is going to be mean here at Daytona, that lanky body helps give a little more cushion for this track as it starts to come apart a little bit. And so a rider like Pastrana versus McGrath, who probably by his own admission is a little short-legged, right, may be at a disadvantage.
Well, but then we got with the shortest-legged guy out there, Ricky Carmichael, who's blistering the track. So it's how you use your advantage or disadvantage. And Travis Pastrana is the most balanced on the bike that I've ever seen. But right now we see Sebastien Tortelli reeling in the king of Supercross, Jeremy McGrath.
Yeah, a little bit of kind of almost front end or head shake, we call it in street bike racing there out of McGrath's bike, as he was hard on the brakes going into that turn. Setup also very key here at Daytona, considering they've come off a lot of Supercross tracks. They're coming to one that's vastly different.
It's very crucial. Jeremy had to do quite a bit of promotions for Anheuser-Busch, and he got 2 days in the sand. But I was talking with Larry Brooks, the Team Bud Light manager, and he said that they've made some changes in practice, and Jeremy was very strong in that second practice.
Trouble for Nick Way, who was running in 5th spot. Take a look.
I didn't get to see what happened, but it looks like he just loses the front wheel, almost identical to what happened to Ricky Carmichael. And that's where I was talking about the track deteriorating, and you get the grooves in the sand and the shell dirt. And what happens is you get offline just a little bit, it grabs that front edge of the knob and pulls you down. It did it to Carmichael in the soft sand, and now to Nick Way in the shell. And when I say by the shell, I mean in this white shelly dirt.
Sebastien Tortelli hanging tough with Jeremy McGrath, although McGrath in the last few turns has really shown some style and pulled out a bit more of an advantage. By the way, the mishap of the way was a gift to Isaiah Johnson, who now moves into the 5th and final transfer spot.
Well, Jeremy's been struggling this year with a little bit of arm pump. He changed his training program and his whole lifestyle completely after last year. He felt if I could pick it up just a little bit, he would have what it'd take to beat Carmichael. He went way the other route. Unbelievable cardiovascular, and I think it might have hurt him just a little bit.
Inside 5 laps to go in this third and final qualifier. We'll be back to finish it up here at Daytona Supercross live on Speed.
It's time to spring into action at your Honda dealer. Spring into the saddle of select.
What is going on, you might ask? What happened is Travis Pastrana fell down, trying to get around a lapper, stood up and got going again right in front of Jeremy McGrath. McGrath is being attacked by Sebastien Tortelli, a three-way battle for the lead in this heat race.
Unbelievable. Travis Pastrana going down with a conflict with another rider. We take a look at it here. He has a run on it. Now all of a sudden he's got a run, and now he clips the rider's back wheel. The rider's moving to the right to get out of the way, and Travis Pastrana was in the wrong place at the wrong time, but he did get back up. Now see, look, he's setting up to pass the guy on the far right. He gets, look, the rider goes to move over, moves right into his lane, and it leaves Pastrana on the ground, but Travis gets back up and gets going before Jeremy McGrath and Tortelli get back right up behind him.
He may have some mud in his eyes there, some dirt on his face or in his goggles perhaps. Pastrana still leading. For the record, it was rider number 150, Scott Metz there, who was doing the best he could to stay out of the way. And it is Tortelli has moved past McGrath into second position out there on the racetrack. There you can see the 13 bike. And he is now heading towards Travis Pastrana, who may have been shaken a little bit by that incident.
Well, it didn't look like that hard of a crash, Brian, so I think Travis is going to be fine. I think it's just another one of those wake-up calls like Ricky Carmichael got, that you can never relax in Supercross. As soon as you think you got it in the bag, something like that happens. It wasn't Travis's fault. The rider's trying to move out of the way, but it just so happened he moved into Travis's line. So I'm impressed with Tortelli, though. He's strong, and he keeps moving forward. He's keeping Travis in sight.
Pastrana may the only thing he may be doing is sort of muttering under his helmet right now about his misfortune there. But there's Sebastien Tortelli. Here's Jeremy McGrath after being passed by Tortelli. Seems to also have just kind of settled in, knows he's got a long day ahead of him. He's safely in third position right now. They're taking 5 out of the qualifiers, so that may be McGrath's game right now while we watch Sebastien Tortelli trying to chase down Pastrana. I'm not going to think he's getting it done.
Yeah, Tortelli's sort of moved out and gone on from Jeremy, but a lot of times when you get into this no man's land, when you're not racing with anybody, right now Tortelli's focusing on trying to catch Travis Pastrana 199, and Pastrana's sort of, you know, staying out in front, staying away from Tortelli. As you think about your bike, you think about what changes can I make, what information can I give my mechanic / crew chief as we go into this last lap.
White flag lap for the leader. And by the way, in case you think Ricky Carmichael's lap of 129 was impressive, this young man, Travis Pastrana, just tracked a 128. You know, they'll be looking at those sheets, those timing sheets back in the trailers going, okay, Ricky Carmichael, we got a little something for you.
But then the question is, who crashed and got up quicker, Pastrana or Ricky Carmichael? So both of them have factors here, but both of them are running very, very strong. And now it seems that Pastrana has pulled out a little bit from Tortelli, but once again, props to Tortelli. He's strong. He's coming back after a real tough shoulder injury, so it's good to see him out there.
Okay, note to self, write down a 128 is trumped by a 129 if you get up quicker after your crash.
That's right. You have to figure that in there. The crash should get up factor.
There's the 58 bike of Isaiah Johnson, by the way, who had benefited from the crash earlier. He himself went down in the very same turn and lost that number 5 spot. So he's back in 8th position. In 5th, it's Nick Way. It was Way that went down, giving 5th place to Johnson. And in 4th position, it is Keith Johnson. So we got a lot of guys out there that are safely into this one, and Travis Pastrana is already showing off for the crowd. He's done the fastest lap, he's crashed and gotten up, and now he's playing.
Now he's doing big wheelies for the crowd, and this kid is what the sport needs. I mean, he's the X-Game champion, he's won all these different championships, and he's been hurt very bad, but what I like is his enthusiasm. He thanks his sponsors, his family, his manufacturer, everything. He's unbelievable.
Checkered flag for Pastrana, so it's official. He's the winner of qualifier number 3. And the second place finish is going to go to Sebastien Tortelli with a very impressive performance, running down Jeremy McGrath and passing him for the runner-up spot. McGrath is going to come in third position, and then it's going to be Johnson and Nick Way, who also fell down and got up. We need to get a watch on this fall down, get up thing, because that, as you said, could be a very important factor. Let's go downstairs to Jamie Little.
Travis, nice battle with McGrath there in the beginning. How did you finally get around him?
Ooh, I don't even know. We were going back and forth, yelling to each other, coming in the corners, but just having fun out there, and I think that's the key to it. So it's going to be a good race.
What happened in your get-off? Same thing happened to Ricky, but you had a good enough lead. You were able to get back up. What happened?
Oh, yeah, same thing. No, a lapped rider cut all the way over trying to get out of my way and just ran right into me. So that's racing. It happens, and just ready to go out and have a good main.
Travis, the first time you've been 100% in quite a while. Good luck in the main.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Back on up to you guys.
Of course, Travis Pastrana missing the round in Atlanta because he was ill. And, yeah, he's had his problems over the course of the season right now. But if he is indeed 100% healthy, there's a lot of people, including us, I think, Rick, that say he could definitely challenge Carmichael for the win here today.
Well, definitely. His longer body can play into the advantage for him. If the track stays where everyone's using the outsides and stuff, Ricky will have an advantage on those tight inside corners, though.
Top 5 go to the main. The rest of these men you'll see a little bit later on. We've got semis, last chance, and a lot more Supercross action coming up from Daytona, live on Speed.
No one will get you closer.
The Daytona Supercross, brought to you by Suzuki, maker of innovative motorcycles and all-terrain vehicles. And by Dunlop. No other tire has won more national championships than Dunlop. Whether you ride on-road or off, ride on the winningest tires in history. Dunlop motorcycle tires. Welcome back to Daytona Supercross by Honda. We've got a great crowd on hand, perfect weather conditions outside. Wish you were here, I guess, is one thing we could say, but in case you're not, and of course you aren't, if you're watching us on Speed Vision, on Speed, then you're watching live Supercross here for the first time in quite a while. Hello, everybody. I'm Brian Drebber. This is Rick Johnson, and together we're going to go, hi, Mom, because
hello, Mom.
we weren't here before. But we're glad that you could join us. Rick, it's been a pretty rough day for a lot of guys out there, and not the least of whom is Ricky Carmichael. And you know, everybody seems like they're taking a flop just to get one out of the way, maybe.
Well, Ricky Carmichael went down, and I think a lot of times when your main competitor, David Vuillemin, has a shoulder injury, you lose focus on what you need to do. And now with this little crash right there going down, it's just a reminder that you have to attack the track. This is a very treacherous track, not in the obstacles, but in the dirt conditions. It's a lot different out there. If you look, I got a little bag of tricks right here.
I was wondering, he's littering up the booth here.
We have grass that's breaking through. You got rocks out there, the white shell that's going to be going across. You get hit in the face with that. Then also, now you got a different condition with the clay. Everything starts to pack. The track is changing. Every obstacle that they do out there, it's different. Lap after lap, turn after turn. And Carmichael made a small mistake.
Yeah, well, and Travis Pastrana, he made a small mistake and went down. We saw a lot of guys do it, but what about that ride by Pastrana? That was a great run for him.
Unbelievable. Now, his crash really wasn't his fault. He's trying to set up a rider, and in the rider's meeting, they always tell you, go straight. Don't ever make a compromise one way or the other. And this has happened to me. You'll see me. He's got a great run. The rider goes to move out of his way, which he was trying to do Travis a favor, but it put Travis right on his behind. But fortunately for him, didn't tear a clutch lever or brake lever off. He was able to get back up in the lead. Both riders did that and keep going.
Considering everything that's gone on, what do you expect in the main then?
Oh, man. What do you expect to me? I expect Travis Pastrana and Ricky Carmichael to be two of the top dogs. Both of those guys were fast. Pastrana ended up having a faster lap by 1 second. So Ricky Carmichael, who was so impressive, pulled off a 129. Travis Pastrana, a 128. So it's going to be a factor. Who can fall and get down up quicker? Because now that seems to be part of this heat race equation.
Those guys are going to be able to sit and take it easy for a while. Still a lot of Supercross action to come here, but it's been a very wild weekend since it began here, since our coverage began. So for more on that, let's go back to our colleague, Dave Despain.
Guys, I've been coming here 30 years. I can't remember such a tough Daytona for the front runners. I mean, Carmichael and Pastrana crashes are small potatoes. If you've just joined us, the big story in Supercross, and Ricky alluded to it, David Vuillemin crashed last Saturday, injured his shoulder, came here and practiced, but was unable to ride. He will not compete in the main event today. He's your series point leader. That could very well put Carmichael into the lead. First or second would do it here today. A third would put him in a tie for the lead. Now, we're just getting ripping here with our 11 hours of live coverage on speed of Daytona Bike Week for 2002. We're going to run out the Supercross action here today and then come back tomorrow in the morning at 10:30 with the MBNA 250 Grand Prix Road Race, pregame show, and the Daytona 200. That kicks off at 12:30 with the race at 1 o'clock, the 61st running of the biggest road race in America. And it has been a brutal week for the road racers. We've had injuries to front runners. That's been the big story. Let's go to the action from yesterday's 600 Super Sport race and an horrendous crash. Aaron Gobert fell. He was hit by his brother Anthony, and then into the battle comes the Kawasaki of Tommy Hayden, and he actually hit Aaron Gobert, who was off the bike and sliding down the track, and nowhere to go for Tommy Hayden. You'll see the fire here, which is inconsequential. Hayden walked away from that, but Aaron Gobert suffered serious injuries. He has multiple fractures, head trauma. He's listed as serious but stable and is talking to his attendants over at Halifax Hospital. It'll be a long recovery, but he was well enough last night to undergo surgery for the fractures in his lower right leg. He also had broken ribs and some damage to his lungs. Serious injuries for Aaron Gobert. His brother Anthony had a puncture wound near his right collarbone. They thought the collarbone had broken, and that was where the wound came from, the hole in his shoulder. Turned out the collarbone was okay. He's in a lot of pain, but Gobert, who starts outside the front row tomorrow, says he'll try to ride. Now, we'll take you to Friday morning. Friday morning. This is after qualifying on Thursday. Matt Mladen, three-time series champion, trying to become the only man ever to win 3 straight Daytona 200s. He crashed in the International Horseshoe and has the most horrendous case of road rash on his elbow possibly ever. How bad is it? It took 4 hours of surgery to clean the wound. They did not find any fractures, at least not significant fractures, although there was some question about whether some of the debris in there may have been bone chips. The amazing thing is that Mladen was released from the hospital this morning, and they're working on his bike, and he says he will try to ride starting from 6th spot tomorrow in the 200. Add all of that up, and it sort of makes what happened out here on Thursday afternoon seem inconsequential. Nicky Hayden, fastest man in practice, went out in qualifying and took a 2 1/4 off the track record. Then, trying to go even faster, fell off on the out lap, a vicious high side at the chicane. We were very concerned about head, neck, back, all of that. Turns out he has a lot of damage to the top of his middle finger on his right hand, his throttle hand. That's not so good. A very sore left shoulder. But he came back yesterday and finished second in that 600 Super Sport race. So he's obviously okay, and he says, I'm going to go out there tomorrow and try to win the thing. A tough week for front runners at Daytona. When we come back, we've got a lot more Supercross action for you. It's all live on speed, and we're glad you're at Bike Week.
Right now at your...
Welcome back to Daytona International Speedway for the Daytona Supercross by Honda. A little course maintenance going on out there right now after the riders did a little course unmaintenance through the heats for the 125s and 250s. So we were pretty well brought you up to speed as to what has happened out there, and as the work continues out here on the course and we get back into action a little bit later on, we've got a lot of things to do, a lot of things to show you. And well, we haven't heard a lot from Greg White lately. That's because he's a pretty cool guy and he's been running around looking at some pretty cool stuff.
Our look behind the rope starts with the hottest guy in Supercross, Ricky Carmichael's Honda. Now, Honda's always been a strong player and a leader in technology. Here we're looking at Carmichael's CR250, which features a Mikuni TMX carburetor that feeds into the all-new electronic power valve, which is also standard on production-based machines this year. Honda's known for spending a great deal of time on fit and finish, which translates into ultra-strong and lightweight products, using materials like magnesium, titanium, and a whole slew of lightweight fasteners. Ricky's hoping this bike will take him to another Supercross championship in 2002. Is Jeremy McGrath a privateer? Well, you be the judge. Although he's not ridden out of a factory semi for several years, his race bike is virtually identical to the works Yamaha ridden by David Vuillemin. The biggest difference? Vuillemin uses an exhaust made by FMF. McGrath, one built by Pro Circuit. Now, factory KTMs are some of the trickiest bikes in the pits. But don't be fooled by looking at all the exotic components. You can buy virtually everything on them, from the works forks to the motor mods to all the carbon fiber products. And those really high-tech wheels also. Now it costs you 15 to 20 grand, but if you're working off an unlimited budget, why not go for it? Now you may expect teammates to run basically the same setup, but that's not the case with Sobe Suzuki's Travis Pastrana and Kevin Windham. The setup Pastrana uses is much like stock. The clutch cable routes to the bottom of the motor and goes on the left side of the cases. Now the injured Kevin Windham setup is entirely different. You'll notice that his clutch setup has been moved to the right side because he likes the feel of a rack and pinion setup. But that's not all the trick stuff on the Suzuki. Take a look at the shock shaft. It's 18 millimeters, a full 2 millimeters larger than the production unit. It's connected to a shock body that's been machined from billet in order to create tighter tolerances for better performance. And one of the coolest things in the Kawasaki pit is the all-new oversized 50mm Kayaba fork found on Ezra Lusk and Stephane Roncada's KX250. What's extra special is the third screw on top. Until recently, all forks only had two. One served as an air bleed, the other controlled compression. Kayaba claims that this is a high-speed compression adjuster, like the ones found on most shocks.
Well, nice crowd in the stands here. Rick Johnson, I got to know, you had all that trick stuff back when you were racing, right?
Yeah, they were just going from wooden wheels to steel wheels back in my day. But no, a lot of the stuff that we did back in the 80s is what is where you're seeing a lot of these great technologies come through now. But a lot of the stuff is available to the guys that can buy it off the shelf. The wheels, the forks, all these different things, where back in the 80s, only the works guys could have it. Now the privateers, if they have the budget, just like Greg said, you can go out and buy it.
Bikes are coming back out on the racetrack. We got a 125 last chance qualifier getting ready to go here, so you can see that after the course workers maintain the course, now the riders are going to go out there and do their own little bit of course maintenance. What's it like starting out on the grass like this and then going into the whole mixed bag of dirt and stuff we've got?
Well, we got the grass that as soon as it goes away, it's all sand underneath. So you see the riders back there and the mechanics packing that surface in, getting it as level as they can so they can go and get a good jump off the gate. But if you notice, they do not go in front of the gate because the rules state that you can work behind it, and also no tools. You don't see any shovels, picks, screwdrivers, or anything like that, or starting devices. So a lot of the riders are packing in their starting spot, getting it as packed and as solid as they can, so that first initial drop of the clutch is a good bite and it's not just a dig. So these guys got to get their act together because this is the semi.
Yeah, a little bit of digging going on out there already. As you can see, some pretty deep grooves that developed in the starting gate, and they sure do go after that little bit of maintenance that they are able to do with a lot of care because the start is so important.
Yeah, you can see the riders, they'll sit and pack it, get it as tight as they can. In the olden days, they used to let you bring in different stuff, and then different riders, like Jeff Ward, who's a little bit shorter legged than most, would have a starting blocks, and then they took away those, so you had to start stacking dirt. Then you could bring a pick or a screwdriver. Then guys had big, long, snap-on picks that they would use. So what they did is they said no tools whatsoever, screwdrivers or anything else.
So we're getting ready to go. The engines are fired here for the 125. Another chance to get into the main event.
It's 125. That's when you're running in a heat race like this. The nerves are going through. If you had a bad heat, you fell down or whatever, and now you're stuck on that far inside. You're hoping that you're going to make it around that first turn clear. But they have done some track maintenance. They have watered some of the tracks, so these guys are in for a little bit of surprises in some cases. Sometimes they put just a little bit too much water down, makes it slick for you. But all the ruts and everything, they pretty much patched those up, so the jumps are going to be in the best condition that they've been all day.
LCQ means last chance qualifier, exactly what the name not implies, but states. This is the final chance for these riders to get into the main event.
Well, some of these riders have been out there all day. They ran a heat race to just get into the qualifier. Now they've run all day, and now they're trying to get into the main event, and the gate is down.
Top four make it into the main event. So watch very carefully for the whole shot and then how the race develops for the front four riders out there.
Brandon Jesseman gets a great start and a good run down the track. He was very fast in practice, made some small mistakes in that heat race, but now is very strong in his last chance qualifier.
Jesseman out in front right now on his Suzuki, the Team Blippy Suzuki yellow bikes here today.
Jesseman was one of those mini bike prodigies that everybody just raved about, and now he seems to be just getting his finding his way in the bigger bikes on the 125, so we look for big things from him.
In second position as they cross-start finish is Johnny Marley out of Oklahoma on a Honda. But things are going to shuffle pretty well behind him. Then we see the 333.
Turbo Reef, who is from Escondido, Suzuki, is really putting on a good ride. You know, he's trying to break into this American market and do a good job. So this, if he runs solid and gets up there, it'll be good for him to make it into that main.
And the fourth rider as they cross-start finish was number 255, Chase Reed, and that's almost a battle cry in 125 East Racing at least.
Yeah, but it's not, there's no relation there. So Marley and Wolf are going back and forth. And these guys, the fangs will come out when it comes down to qualifying out of the last chance, because the prize money from fourth in the the top 5 in the last chance qualifier versus last main event is a big difference. And some of these guys are driving out of the back of their van, so they need all that money that they can get. So they will fight, and it will get dirty getting into that main.
Jesseman out front in the top 3, pretty close together. Jesseman trying to escape and get away from the rest of them out there right now.
Jesseman very strong, building up about a 3-second lead as we can see him there over Turbo Reef, who is kind of settling in. But Johnny Marley in third is keeping tabs on him, but Reef is getting a little bit away from him.
Cased it on the jump right there. We've got side-by-side racing among the leaders. Second and third place. This is all scrambled up right now. As they have just completed the first full lap of the race course. Jesseman in front, Turbo Reed second. Then it is Reed and Marley. So the same 4 riders are still in all the transfer spots, but they seem to be shuffling around a little bit.
Yeah, but if they relax too much, Andrew Short is right on their tail, and he's going to push his way up there. So you cannot relax in the last chance qualifiers. We've seen it happen to the track bit a lot of the riders. Isaiah Johnson, Ricky Carmichael, Nick Way, all these guys. So if you relax, you're going to go from qualifying to putting your bike on the trailer. So they're going to try to stay up, and right there, Andrew Short goes from 5th to 3rd. Unbelievable pass on one section of whoops.
So the number 69 bike of Andrew Short, Colorado Springs rider on a Suzuki, front and center on your screen right now. He has come up from the back of the field to put himself into the main event.
Andrew pulling away, getting a good little run on those guys coming out of the corner, and now he just needs to stay focused and focus on what's in front of him and keep his momentum going.
Now, I seem to recall meeting Mr. Short a while ago when we were standing down there at trackside, and he came off and almost joined us as we were just kind of watching practice.
Yeah, in practice, I know you guys won't see this, but he had a pretty hard crash, and his bike ended up out on pit road, basically where Earnhardt and all the great NASCAR guys do their pit stops. But it looks like he's got his bike and his body straightened out, and he looks good out on the track.
He's opening up some ground. Jesseman has really opened up a pretty big lead on the rest of the field. 6.3 seconds as he crosses start-finish line right now. Turbo Reef a couple of seconds ahead of Short, and then it's Marley in the final transfer spot. He's got about a 3-second cushion over Reed at 5th, so apparently our top 4, barring mishap, and as soon as I say that, we'll have one.
Oh yeah, well we've seen two of the greatest guys out there, out in front by themselves, get caught up in either another rider or having the track jump up and bite them. And that's one of the things with this track, you can never relax. I keep saying it over and over, and it sounds redundant, but trust me, when you're out there trying to go fast and the bike's wanting to jump side to side, it's like a NASCAR guy getting stuck in the traffic and the wind's buffeting him. This sand wants to throw you all over the track.
Johnny Marley in the 901 bike, the final transfer spot. Short there on the 69 in 3rd position. Up front it's Ricky Jesseman, as we mentioned, and this is the last chance qualifier, top 4 to transfer to the main.
Short and Marley's got a pretty good distance on 5th place, so if they just relax, I would start to save some energy. If I knew where my competition was behind me, I'd start to save some energy for that main, because I think these guys had to run the early show to get into the qualifiers, so they've been working all day long. 2
laps remain in this one for them, and it'll be the white flag when they cross start finish next time. Start to relax, save some energy, or as you were talking about earlier, use some different lines, look for the track and see if you can't find some alternate ways around here, because now that they've done some track maintenance, it's going to be different than it was earlier today. White flag for the leader, Brandon Jesseman.
Yeah, it is. And Jesseman looks like he's running around. He's relaxed. He's out in front. And he's going to, like I say, try some different lines. And that would be my advice to any rider that has any free time on a Supercross track, is try something else. You got to be careful now if you're only clearing a jump in one certain spot of a jump. you got to make sure that you don't take any chances. But I always like to know what I have, what my options are, so if I get a bad start, I can move to the inside or the outside with confidence.
Brandon Jesseman, Pennsylvania rider, again on the team, Ricky Suzuki, number 28. He's your leader, has been pretty much from the start. Got a great hole shot and has parlayed that now into almost a 10-second advantage.
And right there, Jesseman almost goes down. The track almost bit him again. Watch the way the bike dances from side to side. It barely ever tracks perfectly straight. In a normal Supercross where the grounds are groomed and smooth and flat, you work more just on the obstacles of the jumping. But if you notice, his front wheel's constantly getting buffeted back and forth, his back wheel's sliding, digging, it's all over the place.
We'll get another look at that because it's likely to be something that we'll see again. Take another look at Brandon Jesseman a moment ago.
Watch, as he comes over, as he jumps into this, bike is kicked out to the side, back and forth again. It's constant that your bike is moving, but the best way, but it could create the biggest crash, is hold that throttle down, get that rear wheel driving and pushing you forward. But a lot of times that commitment can throw you on the ground really hard.
You don't want to do a big cross-up jump when it's only a little double.
No, not typically no, but sometimes it happens.
Yeah, there he goes. Brandon Jesseman working his way past a couple of lap riders. He is on the final lap and takes the checkered flags. Brandon Jesseman transfers to the main along with Reed Short and Marley. More when we come back.
Gets you closer.
An even bigger crowd beginning to file in here as they sense it is nearing time for the main events to begin coming up. Rick Johnson. And a beautiful day to sit in the grandstands here at Daytona International for the Daytona Supercross by Honda. Here are the results of the last chance qualifier. We saw Brandon Jesseman run a virtually flawless race. Andrew Short come up to take second position from further back. Then it's Turbo Reef and Johnny Marley. Once again downstairs to Jamie Little with the winner.
Brandon, it's your first visit to Victory Lane this year. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Even though it's the last chance qualifier, it still feels good to get my Blimpie Suzuki out front, you know. Getting a win in, and I just want to go out do the same thing in the main.
This track is notorious for always changing, and you've been out here now in 2 different races. How's it holding up?
Actually 3 different races because I had to run that preliminary earlier, but it's holding up really well. My bike's working great, and the track's going to get really rough and physical for sure.
It's going to be a good main. We'll see you then.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
All right, back up to you guys.
Thank you very much. Bikes lined up for the semis in 250 Supercross. We're going to leave them parked right there just for you, so you can take a little break and come on back. Welcome back once again to Daytona International as live Supercross on Speed continues with the first of our 2 semifinals in the 250 class. 6 riders will qualify out of each of these 2. We'll add those 12 to the 15 that have already made it in. We'll bring 3 more from the last chance qualifier, and we'll have a 30 bike and rider field set up for the main event. And Rick Johnson, these semis are also pretty pressure packed.
Yeah, it's always, it's nice to get the qualifying out of the way. You know, when I first started racing stock cars, you had your first round qualifying. When you made it in, it didn't matter if you were 21 out of the top 21, you knew that you were solidly in the field. And here we're looking at Nathan Ramsey, who's been dealing with a collarbone injury, and now he has to run the semi. He was top 5 in points before he got injured, so look for him to be a standout in this semifinal.
Bikes are in gear, gates about to drop. Semi number 1 is almost underway, and now it is. So all of that start line maintenance hopefully will pay off, and it looks like Ramsey's the guy that got out in front.
Ramsey and War out in front, and also Tyler Young on the Husqvarna is now making a run. He's been one of those extreme riders that has now done a great job in Supercross, and now he's got his shot when I threw it up here. I'm losing my train of thought here. When Steve Lansing got hurt, that opened up a spot for him at Husqvarna. And now Tyler Evans is in this. If he stays where he's at, he's in the Daytona Supercross at the main event.
Well, he's pulling away, it looks like, almost from the number 247 bike there, who's behind him, and that 247 Tyler Evans out of Canyon Lake, California on the Husqvarna. Evans with a little hiccup there, but he recovered nicely.
Kevin Crine is in 3rd position, but Tyler Evans is definitely one of the strongest jumpers out there. He's part of what they call the Metal Militia, which is a group of ragtag guys that jump extreme guys. They're pretty wild guys. Kevin Crine getting by Evans there on a triple, so that's the last place I would have thought he would have got past.
Crine moves into second spot around Evans. In fourth position, it's Brian Stone on 86 bike. You'll get a glimpse of him here in a moment. Your leader, however, is Nathan Ramsey on the factory Honda.
Well, one of the things is Ramsey broke his collarbone. It was only a couple weeks ago. So, you know, he's working with Jeff Spencer, who's worked with the greats of Tiger Woods, Lance Armstrong, and these guys. So if he's in the best possible shape, but you know he's got to be in pain.
He's getting approached right now, your leader, by Kevin Crine. So Crine's really on the move after Ramsey got a near perfect start. It looked like he was going to pull away. I guess we didn't count on how quick Kevin Crine is.
Well, I've had to deal with broken collarbones, and it's hard in this kind of track. You're constantly getting tugged on your shoulders. And now Crine's a little taller, a little stronger, maybe than Ramsey at this stage of his career. But Ramsey is showing a lot of heart to be out here and racing with that fresh of an injury.
Well, maybe he got a wake-up call here now, and he does seem to be making sure he stays at least in contact. Again, the top 6 transfer, and so you've got the 89 bike of Jeremiah Israel in 5th position, and it is going to be the 40 bike of Jean-Sebastien Roy in 6th. So those are the top 6. Keep an eye on them while we watch the race here for the lead.
Nathan Ramsey getting a wake-up call, just like you said, Brian. He gets back in front of Crine. Now he seems to get that momentum. You can hear that 4-stroke thump. Ramsey is the pilot that they put on the 4-stroke on the 450 Honda. He rode for Yamaha Troy last year in the 125 on a 4-stroke, so they knew he was a strong candidate.
Goes down.
And he drops a wheel. Maybe that's that strength, just lagging a little bit and pushes the wheel down. So one of the things back and forth between 2-strokes and 4-strokes. Brian's on a 2-stroke, Ramsey on a 4-stroke. The 4-stroke's a lot smoother power, but it feels heavier because of all the momentum of the gyro of the crank and the shaft and everything. So we'll take another look at this. Ramsey comes in, gets a good shot off the corner, but then as he goes to dip the inside, it looks like he hooks his leg on the hay bale and goes down.
At least he kept the bike running. He was able to pick it up quickly and get going again. So he's still within striking distance. Again, top 6 is all that really matters as we are well into the 2nd lap here and 4 laps to go.
Well, this is a great run for Crine, and a lot of times races like this can make or break a rider's career. We looked at in I think it was 1992 or 91 where Doug Henry and John Dowd went and won a Nationals in a complete quagmire, and they went on to do great things in Supercross and motocross. But Ramsey with an unbelievable
Here he comes again. He's going to go around the outside. No, can't make it work. Tries to cross wheel paths and get Crine back for the lead. It didn't happen.
Well, Ramsey seems to be flowing a little bit smoother, using a little bit more of the track. It looks like Crine's in a little bit of a defense mode. And now here comes Ramsey along the outside. He's got that big 450 driving down power, and he gets a run over the triple.
Side by side they land.
Ramsey gets a little bit of a run, and away he goes.
There he goes, back into the lead. Nathan Ramsey in the 2nd section of whoops. Let's see if Crine puts a block pass on him. No, he's too far back.
Yeah, too far back. It's slightly out of reach.
Oh, but Ramsey stalls out again. He's got to restart the bike.
Oh, unbelievable. The same place that got Ramsey before, he hooked the hay bale and goes down. So Ramsey cannot get a break, it seems like.
And now the 3rd place rider, Evans, is dragging the plastic cover. Okay, it let go. You couldn't see it, but we sure did.
Yeah.
He was dragging the plastic cover off the hay bale there for a while, but it finally kicked off his bike. So Nathan Ramsey goes from leader to 2nd to leader to 2nd again.
Well, one of these things that Honda's always bragged about their 4-strokes, and everybody doesn't like about them, is that they don't start very well. But Honda is a very easy starting 4-stroke. Ramsey got that thing started in 3 kicks. Unbelievable for a hot 4-stroke to get going that quick.
Well, and Honda has said that they worked on that specifically because it was one of the things that the riders questioned about having to ride a 4-stroke was whether or not if it stalled they could get it started again. So I know that the Honda engineers made a lot of publicity about the fact that they worked on making it an easy starting bike as well as a fast and powerful one.
Well, I use one of these bikes in my riding schools with Mercedes Gonzalez, and I'm telling you, it doesn't ride like a typical 4-stroke. It doesn't have that deceleration braking power, and also it has that easy to start kick. You know, I've ridden some of the other 4-strokes where you got to use the compression release, and you have to have a sweet spot. The Honda, you pretty much get on it, start it, and go.
Nathan Ramsey will probably be sending a letter to those engineers after that little mishap, because it could have cost him big time. Instead, it just moved him back into second position.
Well, that's the other thing why some of the riders don't want to ride the 4-strokes is because they get that deceleration, and sometimes you stall it, so you find yourself grabbing the clutch and coasting through the corner. But the Honda's a little bit easier to ride. It doesn't have that really hard bark down low, but it's got power when you need it.
It seems like Ramsey is just not going to give up. He's coming back on Kevin Krein again. He's right behind him, just a bump and maybe a half a turn.
Yeah.
He was 9 seconds in arrears before, and look at this. He's right there now.
Well, they don't call him Nate Dogg for nothing. He's tenacious, and he's going to keep going, and that's what I like about Ramsey. He's been one of them riders that puts his heart into his racing, and even though this is just a semi, he wants to win that race because he knows it's going to help him mentally, so he's going to keep going after it.
Ramsey coming up on Krein one more time. Let's see if he goes for the pass here. Couldn't quite get close enough.
Well, it doesn't get close enough, but one thing that we do have coming is lappers, and that changes everything. So if Krein is set with his laps, here Ramsey's going to have a clear shot at it going into this last lap.
He's going to get him, it looks like, on the outside. Yes, with a drive, he goes past Krein for the lead. Nathan Ramsey has been on the mat a couple of times and come back every time. He is once again the leader of this first semi.
That's great. You know, to have him go down twice like that, not go down, but stall the bike twice, get that thing going, it says that he is determined, that he still wants to race, and his motivation is there. Because a lot of times when the riders have nagging little injuries, they'll give up and they'll just, I'll make it to the main event and I'll worry about the rest of it there. But Ramsey's one of those guys that keeps fighting.
And he has fought his way back into first position here. And as he comes into traffic now, he's got the first look at the lap riders.
Well, and he's using them as a pick. A lot of times you'll see it in NASCAR happen a lot of times where